there, and welcome to the third special character for Warhammer 40,000 Combat Patrol. This time it's Boss Snickrot. Of course, he comes with the sprue and the base. And when we open up the magazine, the very first thing we see is the how to build, because of course that's always what we see when we've got stuff to build. Not going to take too long whatsoever. Got him done in approximately, maybe about half an hour. So he was fairly quick, fairly easy to do. There weren't any mistakes in this magazine either, which is a blessing because that keeps happening in these Combat Patrol magazines. You also get a nice choice of heads, though. I went with the one that's in the magazine, as that's the one I basically like the look of the most. But we get three options. All of them have a groove, so you can put in his goggles, and he's a snazzy looking model. I can't wait to get him sprayed up, which is immediately what I'm going to go do. And of course, basically after the build is the how to paint guide. Now, these aren't proper guides like we've had in previous issues. Once again, for these special issues, they're just kind of like a couple of splash pages showing you where to paint and roughly what colors to use. There's no like special information, or there's a little bit of special information, but it's not sort of much. For me, I've done a paint guide for Snickrot, and that'll be up in a couple of weeks' time. Overall, I had quite a lot of fun painting him. He doesn't take too long to paint whatsoever. He only took me one day, really, to sort of, well, that's a lie, 2 days to sort of get him done. But overall, he only took around about 4 or 5 hours to actually paint to completion. He is a lovely model. He's one of those models that I've seen before, looked like the look of, but never would have bought sort of by myself. And I'm kind of sort of glad we've got him in this magazine, as like I said, he is a joy to paint, and he's definitely going to go well with the rest of my orc army. As I said earlier, there will be a paint guide coming up in a couple of weeks for him, so you can follow that paint guide if you wish to just basically get a rough idea of what to paint and how to paint him. With the painting and the building out of the way, we've got a little look at Boss Snickrot himself. Just a quick explanation of what he carries and sort of a brief explanation of how he is on the battlefield, and a quick look at the Blood Axes, which are one of these sort of lesser known orc factions. They are quite a lot of fun. That's what I'm going to base my kill teams on. This is followed by the data sheet, so we can use them in our actual games. And then lastly, there's a quick look and a quick guide on how to take a photograph of your lovely new model. And then the last page is an actual sort of screenshot for it. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to do a full battle, but I do have enough time to do a quick one-on-one. So, facing Boss Snickrot today will be Harkon Worldclaimer. He's another one of the special characters we received so far in this magazine. He actually is the last one that we got. And I'm just going to have a quick one-on-one to see who can win in a battle of the bulge. That's not the right word. Anyway, I've set them up 12 inches apart. That way we can get to the crumpin' as quickly as possible. So the battle begins, as ever, with me rolling a double 6 to see who goes first, meaning I had to do a re-roll. Next up was Snickrot with a 6 and Harkin with a 1. Boss Snickrot went first. Now, he moves 6 inches, so naturally he's going to move his full 6 inches straight towards Harkin Worldclaimer, as he's an orc, and we like to smash some heads. He does have a couple of special rules, but unfortunately these aren't really going to be useful for this one-on-one game. So he plods 6 inches forward, and then he takes aim with his shooter. Now, he is an orc, so he normally has 5+, or they normally have a 5+ shot, but he's a special orc, and he needs a 4 to hit. And he did just that. He also then rolled a 6 to cause a wound, which was a successful wound, but Harkin Worldclaimer, after I cocked dice, managed to roll a save. Moving on to the charging, he made it easily there with an 8, and then in combat, well, hopefully he's going to do well. Orcs generally do well in combat, as that's pretty much what they're designed for. He gets 6 attacks. He needs 2s to hit, which of course I missed with 1. And because of the strength versus toughness, he needs 3s to wound. He successfully caused 4 wounds, and my dice rolls once again managed to be dreadful, and I failed 2 saves, meaning Harkon took 4 wounds, as each strike causes 2 damage. To get as many strikes in as possible, Harkin's going to be using his Herald's Talon, which gives him 6 attacks, needing 2s to hit, which he managed to hit with all 6. But he needs 4s to wound, as the strength of the weapon is 5, and Snickrot's toughness is also 5. It's got a -2 to the AP, but Snikrot does have a 5+ invulnerable save, and he did manage to save 1 attack, meaning he's also down by 4 wounds. It's a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, mostly because of my bad dice rolling, but it does go to show that you should never give up with orcs, even though it is Harkon's turn next. This time, though, the bad dice is starting to haunt me as I only hit with 5 and then managed to score nothing on the wounds, which is incredible. It seems as though fate is on Snikrot's side, but he did only manage to hit with 4 of his attacks as my poor dice rolls continue, but he only needs 1 to actually cause any wounds. He managed to wound with all 3. My bad dice rolls rearing their ugly head again. Harkon is out of there with 0 saves, meaning Boss Snikrot is not only a lovely, wonderful painted model, but also the victor in this very, very short game. And with that game, that's this video over, I guess. I don't really have much to talk about, apart from the fact I really do appreciate getting these extra models at a cut-down price. Definitely isn't something I would pick up normally, but he was a lot of fun to paint and put together. And he seems to be pretty cool in the game as well. I can't wait to use him in some larger games. He's definitely going to need some Blood Axe buddies, though, in the future. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this quick, short look at Boss Snikrot. If you want to see more, there's plenty more of Combat Patrol on the channel as well. We've covered the entire issues so far. And yeah, give the channel a subscribe, the video a like, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye for now.